In 2020, in Portland, Jamaica, 19-year-old Tonia married a 52-year-old influential businessman as his second wife. Not long after, their relationship turned toxic, leading Tonia to begin an affair with a former employee of her husband. Her husband eventually grew suspicious and began accusing her of infidelity, causing tensions to escalate. Tragically, on July 20th, 2020, Tonia went missing while in the company of the man she was involved with, and she was never seen alive again. That same night, police discovered a partially burned body next to a torched Toyota Axio in Sherwood Forest, Portland. The vehicle was identified as belonging to Tonia Hamilton, and the charred remains were confirmed to be hers. The investigation revealed that Tonia had been stabbed several times, her throat had been slashed, and her body was set on fire. Detectives launched a thorough inquiry and soon discovered that the killer was someone very close to Tonia, someone she had trusted deeply. Tonia was a young woman who had recently completed high school and was eager to launch her own business. She was known for being lively, determined, and committed. Who killed Tonia Hamilton McDonald? This is her story. Tonia Hamilton was born in 1988 in St. Mary Parish, Jamaica, to her mother, Sonia Davis Hamilton. She was the youngest of 3 children, with 2 older siblings, one of whom was Nicole Hamilton Linton. Tonia grew up in a close-knit family. She was known for her vibrant personality and sense of humor. After attending Titchfield High School, she pursued her dream of becoming an entrepreneur. She also became popular on TikTok for her comedic content. In 2007, at the age of 19, Tonia met 52-year-old businessman Everton Beachy Stout McDonald at her mother's shop in Dover, St. Mary. Although Everton was already married to Marlene McDonald at the time, he pursued Tonia and eventually married her in 2011. They settled in Dolphin Bay, Port Antonio, Portland Parish. Tonia's family was not invited to the wedding and only learned about it afterward. Her father disapproved of Everton and did not support the marriage. Everton, a wealthy and influential figure in Portland, impressed Tonia, and she believed she had found success. Initially, their marriage appeared happy, but problems soon emerged. Everton became increasingly insecure, fearing Tonia would leave him for someone younger. Despite the growing tension, Tonia stayed in the marriage. By 2015, she began an affair with Denvelin Bubla Minot, a former employee of Everton. Their relationship gave Tonia a break from her marital issues, but she was unaware that Everton had been monitoring her. Around this time, the relationship between Tonia and Everton deteriorated. In November 2018, Tonia's father was fatally shot, and her mother Sonia was injured but survived. Devastated, Tonia asked Minot for a gun to avenge her father's death. Tension also rose between Tonia and Marlene, Everton's first wife. The 2 women had confrontations, and Marlene even damaged Tonia's phone. Eventually, Everton and Marlene's marriage ended. After their separation, Marlene was murdered, but her case went unsolved for years. By 2019, Tonia and Everton's marriage had become strained. They were often heard arguing after work. Tonia would frequently return to her family home in St. Mary with her belongings, seeking refuge. Everton accused her of infidelity and began monitoring her phone. He also physically assaulted her, once slamming her head against a wall. Despite the abuse, they maintained a facade of a happy marriage in public. Tonia tried to use her phone in secret, believing Everton was unaware, but he was tracking her every move. On July 20th, 2020, Tonia went missing. Later that night, police found her partially burned body beside her torched Toyota Axio in Sherwood Forest, Portland. She had been stabbed multiple times, her throat slashed, and her body set on fire. The autopsy confirmed she had been stabbed over a dozen times, including in the neck, chest, back, and lungs. Minot later confessed to police that Everton had hired him to kill Tonia for $3 million. He passed the job to Oscar Barnes and observed the murder from a distance. He revealed that on July 20th, 2020, Tonia drove him and picked up Barnes. She believed they were retrieving a gun for her. He sat in the front seat beside her, while Barnes sat behind her. As they drove to Sherwood Forest, Tonia became suspicious. At a T-junction, he exited the vehicle. Barnes then attacked Tonia, stabbing her repeatedly. She fought back, crying out for her mother. Barnes eventually slit her throat to ensure her death. Afterward, they set the car on fire. Minot claimed Everton had demanded Tonia suffer before dying. Everton then refused to pay Minot the agreed sum, prompting him to confess the murder to the police. Tonia was buried beside her father in St. Mary, and her headstone bears only her maiden name, Hamilton. Minot was arrested and received a 19-year sentence with parole eligibility after 10 years. Everton and Barnes were both found guilty in 2024 and sentenced to life in prison, eligible for parole after 28 years and 11 months. Everton received an additional 4 years and 6 months for conspiracy. Barnes received 6 years and 6 months, both to run concurrently. Investigations revealed Everton had also hired a police officer to murder Marlene in 2009, reopening the cold case. Forensic evidence and recorded calls linked him to both murders. During the trial, Minot, who was a witness against Everton in the court, revealed he and Everton had several interactions leading up to Tonia's murder. He also claimed to have had a romantic relationship with Tonia, which prevented him from killing her himself. Everton McDonald is scheduled to stand trial in April 2026 for the murder of Marlene McDonald, who was found shot outside her home in Bound Brook, Portland. May she rest in peace. In this story, here are a few lessons that we can learn. 1. Toxic relationships can be dangerous. Tonia's story highlights how unhealthy relationships, especially those involving significant age and power imbalances, can escalate into emotionally and physically dangerous situations. It's crucial to recognize red flags and seek help early. 2. Trust must be earned and carefully placed. Tonia was ultimately betrayed by someone she trusted deeply. This reminds us to be cautious with whom we place our trust, especially when relationships involve secrecy or conflict. 3. Communication and support systems matter. In situations of marital trouble or emotional distress, having open communication and a strong support network can be life-saving. Isolation often makes it harder to escape toxic or abusive circumstances. 4. Infidelity can lead to serious consequences. While people have the right to seek happiness, affairs often bring emotional turmoil, jealousy, and potential violence, especially in already tense relationships. Being transparent and handling breakups maturely can prevent further harm. 5. Violence against women must be taken seriously. Tonia's murder underscores the need for society to protect women, especially young women, from domestic violence and gender-based crimes. Greater awareness, faster intervention, and stronger legal protections are essential. 6. Life is fragile. Pursue dreams while staying safe. Tonia was a young woman full of ambition and plans for the future. Her story is a heartbreaking reminder of how quickly life can be taken. It's important to follow dreams, but also to make choices that prioritize emotional and physical safety. This story, while tragic, can serve as a powerful call for awareness, protection, and the value of healthy, respectful relationships. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and hit the notification bell so we can gain traction in the algorithm and reach more people with stories like this.